Hi, so this video is looking at some of the questions from the cross multiplication booklet from the Corbett Maths website and how I would do those using the Casio fx-CG50 calculator. I will be using the solve n function on this once again today. So if I turn my calculator on, you can see my previous calculations from where I did that for the solving equations video. And just to take me through again, say if I want to go back to the beginning, it's that exit button every time. And then the route it was option, calc, solve to find a number. Students very quickly get used to that short sequence of keys. Looking at the questions then, here I just have an equation with two fractions on either side of the equal sign. So I have a fraction. The button I use here for the x for any variable is my x theta t button down there. So x theta t, which will always bring up x unless I change that. You wouldn't need to change it until you're doing A-levels. So x over 5 equals 3 over 2, using the cursor here to move between the different sections to be able to input values in the right places, close bracket, exit comes up as explained in a previous video, just for complex numbers and other possible solutions. So we don't need to worry about that at this stage, and it gives me the answer of 15 over 2. Whilst you could give your answer as a fraction, like with the other Casio calculators, if I push the SD button, it will convert that to a decimal as well. So it gives me the answer of 7.5. Looking through for the cross multiplying, and just to reiterate that this just gives me an opportunity to check my solutions. It does not accrue any method marks. So students would still be expected to show all of their method to do this. If I look at the one underneath, this has fractions on either side of the equal sign, and it also has variables on both sides. So just to show you once again, as in the previous video, even if there are variables on both sides, when you're using the solve n, it doesn't matter. Enter it as normal on our true view or natural display, and it gives me the answer of 12. It's very handy when you're working out the answers to algebraic fractions questions, because you can even do it where you have fractions in both the variable in both the numerator and the denominator. Solve n once again, fraction, and it's just x subtract 5 over x plus 7. Use my scroll pad to give me then equals, and then 2 over 3, close. And that then gives me 29 as my answer. And then lastly, even if they're both in the denominator, you can still check your answer that you get through the traditional method of doing it algebraically. You can do it on your calculator. We just enter it this way, and I get that. Gives me an answer of minus 47 over 20, which would be minus 2.35. At that point, I usually go back and check that I've entered everything correctly. That looks to be all okay and above board for me. So then that's my answer. Thank you very much. That's the end of this video on using the Casio fx-CG50 for the cross multiplication Corbett Maths booklet.